Meet Taj, a 22-year-old first-year Ph.D. student who is struggling to find a style that makes her stand out.
Hey everyone, I'm Taj.
As the family golden child, she's always been praised for her good grades, but longs for a look that says more than just book smart.
I applied for the Style Challenge because I just wanted to do something different. I think my whole life has been wrapped around being a great student, and I love that, but I have so many more identities outside of that. And I kind of want to start dressing in ways that reflect who I am besides the, broke college student.
The question is, will Taj do the deep inner work required to transform this area of her life?
I need someone to dare me. I need someone to challenge me, and this is a challenge.
I really want to start thinking about the way that I shop as an investment.
Or will her overly analytical mind get in the way of her style transformation?
I wake up and I put on like a t-shirt and sweats.
Find out in this week's episode of the Style Therapy Makeover Experience. Welcome to the Style Therapy Makeover Experience. In this series, I found 10 deserving women, gave them a copy of my book, Style Therapy, some filming equipment, and let them go to town documenting their 30-day style transformation. This series will allow you to see what's possible when you have the right tools, the right attitude, and the willingness to do the work to transform yourself and your style. Before we jump into today's episode, I want to give a quick shout out to Sanctuary Clothing. Sanctuary was cool enough to donate gift cards to our ladies to help with their big transformation. So thank you, Sanctuary Clothing. And if you need casual, cool clothes, sanctuaryclothing.com. In today's episode, you are going to follow Taj on her 30-day style transformation. Now listen. This episode is going to be a little bit different because there are a lot of teaching moments that Taj presents to us. So I might be jumping in with a little Lauren rant or two. So prepare yourselves. Let's see how Taj does on her 30-day transformation.
The reason that I think I should be chosen for Lauren's Style Challenge is that I know in my head all of her tips are amazing and they're great. It's just that I need someone to dare me. I need someone to challenge me, and this is a challenge. I need someone to hold me accountable. Because I know all of these things in my head, I just consistently fail to practice them. And that's what I'm really most excited to get out of this experience, is the 1-year-long membership to the Style Collective. So as my budget and my timing gets better in choosing pieces, I want people to hold me accountable. I want to be a part of a community that celebrates my ambitious style choices, or what I want to be a more ambitious style choice. Woo! Yeah, everyone! I was selected for Lauren's Style Challenge. I knew there was a reason I was wearing orange today. This is my power color. Oh my God, so excited. Thank you.
It's week 1 and Taj is doing her 7-day selfie challenge. Now, Taj really has some good aha moments and observations during the 7-day selfie challenge. Now, in the book Style Therapy, and actually in any way that you would work with me as a client, we always start with the 7-day selfie challenge. This is when you are taking full-on mirror selfies of your outfit. You're writing down what you wore, how you felt, and how you were perceived that day. Now, the reason this exercise is so powerful is because you get to look at yourself from a new lens. There is a huge difference between seeing yourself in a selfie than just passing by your reflection in a car window or something. So Taj has some really great insight on the clothes that she likes to wear and why she likes to wear it. So let's go ahead and see how she did in her 7-day selfie challenge.
Morning everyone. Today is day 3 of Lauren's Style Challenge. The prompt for today in the Style Therapy book is what happens if you don't improve your style? And I was thinking, and I didn't really have an answer, and so I just kind of made something up and then got dressed in an outfit that I felt was more reflective of me versus what I was wearing on days 1 and 2. And then I was taking my dog for a walk and thinking about why I like this outfit so much. This shirt that I'm wearing it has a really strong story behind it. I won't go too much into detail, but it's essentially made from a sustainable, eco-friendly online shop that created like a Black Lives Matter t-shirt. And so you see here on the sleeves, like there's information on Black Lives Matter and police brutality statistics as of 2019. It's a really cool shirt. I wore this shirt for the first time a few weeks ago after owning it for like 2 months and not really having an excuse to wear it. So I was meeting up with a friend and we were just comparing what we were wearing that day, and it felt really nice to have clothing on that told a story. And we had a really interesting conversation around the things that we were wearing that were both celebrating being proud Black people. And it hit me at some point that I just love stories. And so I think that's something that's kind of like a aha moment for me of liking stories. I mean, like when I applied to the style challenge, I said that having great style for me would be having a tattoo sleeve full of representations of my favorite quotes. It didn't hit me how much that mattered to me in getting dressed until I was thinking about what I'm wearing today. So I think that also explains a lot about the things that I have been wearing. So I own a lot of college sweatshirts, college sweats, college t-shirts, high school t-shirts, and I still wear those today because I am pretty proud of the fact that I'm a first generation college student and I went to a great high school. But the things that I'm wearing are it's obvious I'm branding myself as a college student, but I'm so much more, I feel. And I think one of the negative consequences of me not changing my style might end up being everyone knows me as, oh, you're that college student. But I'm a lot more than that, and I want to wear clothing that tells that story. I have a lot of stories to tell and stories to share. There are so many things that I own that have their own unique stories that I like to share. I've really liked this prompt so much today that it's inspired me to go back and look at a jacket I wanted a few weeks ago that was from this nearby boutique. Now that I know that I love stories so much in the way that I'm dressing, I'm definitely probably going to go back and get that jacket. Morning everyone, today is day 8 in Lauren's style challenge. This past week has been honestly pretty exhausting. I'm very glad that days 1 through 7 with the Selfie challenge are done. I don't have to do that anymore. I think the more I started looking at my clothes, the more I realized like, wow, I am so ready to go shopping now. You can kind of see here in my book, like that was day 1. And then if you flip to the end, that was yesterday, day 7. I started putting a lot more effort into getting dressed, but still I am just ready to do something entirely different. Even with my best outfits on, I'm still feeling like I could be doing better. I kind of thought it'd be nice to kind of jump ahead and maybe go buy that one jacket that I've been looking at for weeks.
Skipped ahead? Girl, didn't you read the beginning of the book when I said no skipping ahead? All right, carry on.
That had a really interesting story, but I got to the shop and I tried it on. And I think the one that I tried on a few weeks ago had sold and all the rest just weren't fitting. And so I talked to the shop. They're getting more in a couple weeks, actually in time for us actually to go shopping on day 20, 22. But I don't know, I tried on the jacket and it just didn't seem like the style that I'm going for as I'm working through this challenge. Like I want to do something entirely different, and I don't know, well, I definitely want it to be more glam. Moving from Dallas to Denver, I left all of my jewelry and all of my makeup and all of things like jackets and stuff at home, and I'm kind of glad I did because this is giving me a chance to start over. But I'm also bugging my mom every other day at this point saying, please, send me a pair of earrings or anything. So yeah, this is where we are. Woo! First day of week 2, excited to see what it holds.
It's week 2, and that means it's time to clear your path. Taj is about to come up against all of her style roadblocks. We're talking about issues related to other people's opinions, body image issues, and our issues surrounding money. This is where the rubber meets the road, folks. And I'm just gonna give you a little warning. If you're doing style therapy, if you've picked up a copy of the book, which I hope you have, this work in week 2 is crucial. You cannot just gloss over the style roadblocks. You cannot half-ass the style roadblocks, because this is what's really gonna make your transformation stick. So Taj is running up against some big roadblocks this week. In fact, she even talks about her style roadblocks colliding, more than one roadblock crashing into each other and causing all sorts of chaos. So let's check it out. This is a big week for Taj.
So here we are at the end of week 2, and after everything that we've learned about this week, I kind of felt the need to dress a little more nicely, and I had the time for it. So I thought I'd try jewelry and then busting out the old lipstick. Week 2 was interesting. We started talking about different roadblocks that some of us may be experiencing with our style, and the first 2 definitely hit home. I sometimes see myself as larger than I think those around me do. And so with that, I've always struggled to know the right size, especially when it comes to online shopping. I kind of hate it. A few months ago, I bought a tape measure specifically for online shopping because I always feel that angst of thinking, am I a medium, am I a large? In some international shops, I'm an extra large. And that frustration of loving a piece online and then getting it in person and just having it not fit correctly. I just didn't want to deal with that anymore, so I bought a tape measure. And then the second roadblock also really hit home as a graduate student on limited funds. The roadblock, money, money, money.
Money, 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 must be funny in the rich man's world.
So I did Lauren's challenge on going to doing the abundance exercise and going to a high-end shop, and I think it was nice for a while until both of those 2 roadblocks clashed together, where I saw a piece that I just loved, and then it was this beautiful emerald dress. Oh my god, look at this dressing room. I went to try it on, and the shopkeeper was super friendly and helpful. She gave me the largest size, and it turns out that I still couldn't fit it. I got it over my head, but the sides weren't zipping up. It looked really weird on my chest.
Taj, it's not you, it's the clothes.
And then I looked at the price tag and realized I could never afford this dress.
Okay, time out. We gotta address this style roadblock that Taj is coming up against. Money. Her money roadblock is so big and in your face, I can't not say anything. So oftentimes when we have a roadblock, we also get a blind spot with it. The roadblock is so big, but we're so used to it that we can't even see it. So something that I observed watching Taj's footage is the number of times she says, I can't afford it, I'll never afford it, I would never spend that much, I'm a broke college student. Her language is constantly reinforcing her roadblock. So as she's working on the abundance exercise to get over her style roadblock around money, she's just reinforcing the block by saying she'll never afford it. Girl, don't do that. So Taj, I want you to start saying some money affirmations. I want you to start saying that money flows to you, that money is so easy to make, that you can have anything you want, whatever. Start affirming abundance, okay? It doesn't mean that you have to spend $10,000 on a dress, but I don't want you to say that you could never afford it, because here's something else that I observed. Girl, you're a Ph.D. student. You've been getting good grades since you were 5 years old. You don't think that your education is setting you up for extreme abundance in the future? Girl, you're tripping. You'll be able to afford anything you want, But if you keep telling yourself that same sad mental story again and again, that you're broke, that you can't afford it, that you would never, then guess what? That's the future you're going to create for yourself. So I want you to really go back, Taj, and re-examine that roadblock of yours, because if you keep it up, you're never going to get to the place that you want to be, and I want you to get to that place. All right, timeout over. Back to the episode.
I had left pretty quickly after that experience. Just seeing both of those roadblocks together at a time in which I was just feeling a little vulnerable, I guess. It was a lot to handle.
Here's why the dress didn't fit. 1, the silhouette, it's better suited for the no curves body type. Taj, you look to be more like an hourglass or a bigger on the top. 2, the fabric choice has no give. It wouldn't fit most women. And 3, universal sizing doesn't exist. That large size could be equivalent to an extra small or a small. We'll never know. I know it's hard, but don't let a dress get you down. You and your body are beautiful.
I just made it home and I'm calling it quits today, mostly because I started getting tired and hungry, but also because some of those style roadblocks that we talked about earlier in the challenge were starting to come up for me. In particular, the one about money. Like, you know, I just got this panicking subconscious feeling, oh my God, I'm spending so much money in one day. I called it quits on today because of, again, my reoccurring annoyance with the way that women's sizing works. So just the frustration of knowing that, you know, I could have had a really cute emerald satin motorcycle jacket right now for an incredible discount, but the boutique had only a size extra small left, and it was just painfully obvious that I could get it on, but it didn't fit. Another thing that this challenge inspired me to do was to think about parts of myself that I like, which is why I wore this top, because I'm really proud of like my shoulders and my collarbone. I really like to accentuate that whenever possible. I also started thinking about what are the things that I do own that show off the parts of me that I do enjoy, because this week we did a closet cleanse. And so I'm pretty proud of my closet now, although I do realize that if I got rid of everything that I didn't love, I would have nothing to wear at this point. And so I'm kind of debating what to keep and what to keep for now until I can transition it out of my wardrobe, and what to let go. And that includes these pants that I'm wearing. I was just looking at myself in the mirror and realized, you know, these aren't the most flattering things ever, but I kind of love the color. So these are some of the things that might just have to stay for now. I have quite a long list of gaps in my wardrobe. I do still have too much school apparel, too many athleisure crop tops and raincoats. I do really like trench coats and athletic apparel. I would probably avoid buying more athleisure stuff again. More t-shirt dresses, because I have quite a few of those. I have a lot of this color and I kind of want to transition to something a little more rich and colorful. All of my clothes feel pretty basic, but that's somehow the exact opposite of me, so I'm not sure how my wardrobe and I kind of don't align at this point. So I'm looking forward to seeing how my style awakens in week 3.
It's week 3, Style Awakening week, and Taj calls this week amazing. And of course she does, because it's one of the most fun weeks inside of Style Therapy. This is a week where Taj is going to set some goals for herself. She is going to go on a virtual shopping spree. She's going to come up with her style type. Really, it's just a lot of fun. All those messy roadblocks and selfies are finally out of the way. So let's see how Taj does during week 3.
Week 3 has been amazing. Here's my vision board. I ran out of paper before I could finish printing everything I'd like. As you can see, a lot of it centers around having really vibrant and lush hair and putting a lot more effort into my hair. I have a really strong imagination, and so I was really excited to see that week 3 started with goal setting, and we started with 10 to 15 minutes of closing our eyes and imagining what our dream life is. And then when we opened them, we spent time thinking about what are our goals and what our life look like in 1 year, 5 years, 10 years. A lot of my goals within the next year are things like having an actual industry and internship experience, completing my first research paper, and then some of my longer term professional goals are teaching. I would really like the experience of designing and teaching seminars. I'd love to meet more like-minded people, especially since I'm new to this city. And I'd love to travel. I've had the opportunity to go to Ghana, Morocco, Germany, and Iceland, and all of those have fallen through for some reason or the other. I last year had been accepted for a Fulbright, which is a prestigious research opportunity in Germany, but because of COVID, I had to cancel. And then also I was supposed to go on a geologic tour of Iceland, which also got postponed because of the pandemic. So hopefully I'm able to pursue those opportunities at a later date and time. But until then, I still would love the experience of saying that I've traveled elsewhere all around the world. Some of the messages I'd like to send with my wardrobe is that I lead many lives and love them all. And I also have stories to tell, and that I'm approachable enough to share them. And I'm striving to be more personally, socially, and environmentally aware, and believe that the way I dress makes a statement about my values, and that I want to convey those values through my wardrobe, not just how I'm speaking. How can my present day style change support these goals? I'd say dressing more vibrantly suggests that I'm enjoying my life most days, which I am, rather than rushing to get dressed so I can chase from one responsibility to another, and that I live a lot more intentionally and with joy. I feel like this dress doesn't say vibrant right now, but I'm hoping I found it at the bottom of my wardrobe as I was doing a closet cleanse, and I realized that I've never worn it before. So I'm hopefully finding pieces in week 4 that kind of show off and demonstrate that this basic dress could be a little more vibrant. And then I wore earrings because I've been wearing and surrounding myself with a lot more green to channel abundance, financially, personally, environmentally. And then I'm also in my lounge with green decorations, and so hopefully I'm attracting a lot more of that in my life. So then we did the virtual shopping spree, which felt lavish, not thinking about the price tag and how I was going to pay for this or that. There's no way I'm going to afford a $10,000 dress, and that's fine with me. I got ideas of I now want to start dressing in brocade skirts and shorts, and more satins and silks and crepes. And so I know what I'm looking for when I step out the door now and enter reality when I go shopping next week. I had a lot of fun in my book here. You'll see that my style type, I wrote about I am right now an eclectic warrior 24/7, and I'm fine with that. But I would rather say become more eclectic warrior by day and then more subtle sexy by night. So things like cutout designs and beautifully draped pieces and luxurious fabrics are all on my to purchase list. But I want it to all feel casual chic. So, and then I said my color palettes would be greens and purples and oranges and reds and pinks, and then metallics. So silvers, golds, rose golds, brass. I really had fun and went to town on this project. For my work style, I said I wanted to be comfortable, impressive, and passionate. In my social life, I'd love to be sensual, powerful, and body confident. And then on my weekends, I'd love to be glamorous, vibrant, and unapologetic. So hopefully I feel all of those things by the time that this shopping experience is done. Thank you.
It's week 4, and this week is devoted to finding your signature style. So I'm gonna be honest with you, my LM spidey senses have been activated, and I feel like Taj is holding back on us for week 4. So here is what she is supposed to be getting done. She is supposed to be shopping, putting together outfits, accessorizing, creating lookbooks. But again, something's activated inside of me, and I'm not positive Taj is giving it all she's got. But let's find out. Maybe she'll prove me wrong.
I took a few days break after doing week 3, and then I've just finished week 4. I'm kind of sad that it's not going to be a daily practice to wake up or end my day with, I don't know, thinking about style and thinking about how I look. Now it's supposed to just be a part of me. I'm finished here. Phase 1 of transforming my style. I wrote that back on day 1, I talked about one of my goals is to dress as fully as the life that I want to lead. And honestly, I would say that I'm a lot closer now that I'm accessorizing. I think I kind of felt a little basic without accessories. So I wore these today. It's like a statement piece, and I love the sound and the look of them. But I don't feel like I'm 100% of the way there yet. I think my style is something that's going to have to continue to evolve well outside of what can happen in 30 days, and I'm fine with that. I think, in fact, I'm hoping that happens. You know, as my roadblocks clear up, then I'm able to more intentionally focus on leading the life that I want to live, and then also dressing for that. Budget is honestly so a financial roadblock, but then also still body confidence. I think now that I'm able to look back and have clarity and have a second opinion, then also not being on my cycle, I am a lot more sure of myself, and I'm back to being my usual pretty confident self. But I feel like there are some things that I still have to talk myself into wearing, and so I'm working on that. The book asks, where are you still holding back? And I admit that these earrings are nice, but earrings have always been my strong suit, and so I feel like I'm still holding back when it comes to accessories like necklaces and rings and bracelets, and then also bags. The life of being a graduate student means that a lot of my shoes have to be comfortable, and I need backpacks. And so those two things of like, if I could change anything about my style right now, I would have comfortable statement shoes and a collection of statement bags. But that'll just have to keep evolving over time. I finished my undergraduate back in May 2020, and so I moved back home for 6 months. And so I had to let a lot of wardrobe items go then, just to downsize enough to move across the country. But then I still had, as you guys saw on those first couple of days in my challenge, the like high school t-shirts and the college sweatshirts and all these other things that they don't fit, they don't look nice. And so writing a goodbye letter to those, or like a eulogy, style eulogy, was pretty freeing. I was able to vocalize my intentions around my style, and why I want my style to improve. I think that was something that I always kept in the back of my mind. I want to attract similar people, more opportunities in my life, things like that. It's just been really nice to just put it out into the ether, and then hopefully it comes back. My earring fell.
I did that. That was for skipping ahead.
The third thing that came out of this challenge was, again, like I mentioned earlier, finally confronting my roadblocks when it comes to improving my style, specifically as it relates to body confidence and finances. So haven't overcome either of those yet, but working on it every day. I would say I put a lot more energy into getting dressed now. I think the assumption for me was just it's Zoom, so no one knows what I really look like in person. I can just get by in just like a sweatshirt and nothing else. But now I'm realizing that my love of earrings really comes in handy, and then putting in some effort into doing my hair. And then I'm also thinking about experimenting with makeup, which was something that I did for a while, but then just got really lazy at. So yeah, I'm putting a lot more attention into getting dressed in the morning again. And I think now I'm also less self-conscious when it comes to taking selfies. And I've even gotten more familiar with doing these vlogs. So the first couple were just awkward for me, and now they're slightly less so. I've downsized my closet, and so I just have less things to choose from, but the things that I choose, or the things that I have options for, I like a lot better. I would say that it also has become more of a challenge to get dressed, because now I have to put a lot more intentionality into thinking what are creative ways to put these few pieces that I own in a style that represents me, versus just like slinking back into the sweatshirt and leggings comfort zone. I'm pretty excited. I'm glad that I did this challenge, but I'm also like ready to get out there and apply everything and live. And yeah, thank you guys so much again for this opportunity. I 10 out of 10 would recommend the Style Challenge to everyone. I was just telling Lauren in the Slack channel that we have set up that my next goal is to apply everything from Style Therapy to my apartment, making it as cute as possible. And so I dress nice and I feel nice and I come home to a space that's nice. So thank you guys.
One thing that I wanted to add was my favorite part of the challenge so far has been the final week 4, day, I believe 27, where I had the chance to do outfit planning. And I thought I had nothing in my wardrobe that I really liked enough to form a whole outfit around. But I think we had to do 4 outfits, and I ended up pulling out a dozen and just like put them together like that. Really excited about that, and so I'm excited to wear all of these outfits and to have occasions again post-COVID to get dressed up. So the challenge is officially over. My 31 days are done. Yay! And I just want to say this was a truly enlightening experience. I think at the beginning of the challenge I talked about needing someone to dare me and how I can do better. I know I can, it's just the effort of actually doing it. And I was having a conversation with a friend about this not too long ago, and he basically joked, you know, if you put as much effort into life as you did into school, you'd be thriving in every way possible. And I think there's something to be said about that, especially in terms of style. Even now that the challenge is over, I find myself still referring back to this book every time I shop. In particular, this page where in week 3 we did a shopping list. And honestly, I'm not perfect. I'm still at the point where my roadblocks are getting in the way of me seeing something that I think is cute, but then feeling like, oh, do I really want to spend money on that? Or what if I get it and it's on sale and so I can't return it, but it doesn't fit? So those 2 roadblocks are still a work in progress, and I think that'll continue long after this challenge ends. Now that the challenge is over, I would rank on a scale of 1 to 10, my personal style being an 8. I think the thing that's keeping me from being a full 10 is maybe an act of self-care and the labor of love that I haven't really talked about in this challenge is my hair. I did attempt to do my hair last night, but it's still at the point where I feel like, you know, your hair frames your face, or it can be a huge accessory in a piece, and I'm still not there yet with styling like I want to be in my hair. In general, I find myself paying a lot more attention to how I get dressed in the morning, especially now since I've gotten my 2nd dose of my vaccine, and my school is talking about reopening in the fall, so I want to be ready and put my best foot forward on what my style looks like, rather than waiting until August to try to get together who I am and how I want to present myself when I step foot on campus for the first time. I'm just excited, and I think my goal of traveling is happening really soon. I'm going to Iceland in August, so I'm just really excited, and I'm excited to see how all the other ladies in this challenge grow and live up to their fullest potential. And I will also be in the Style Confidence Collective, so I look forward to seeing everyone there. Yeah, thank you guys.
Well, Taj made it. She made it through the 30 days. She got to the end of the Style Therapy Makeover Experience. But as I said at the top of week 4, I still feel like Taj is holding back. I still feel like she has more to give and more to gain from this experience. When Taj came to me in her application video, she was like, Lauren, I noticed that all of your clients are a little bit older and they're more established. Why don't you have someone like me, a young, broke, 20-something college student, do this experience? So I was like, sure, come on in, let's check it out. But what I've noticed for myself and my business and this book is it's really best suited for women that are a little bit older and a little bit more established. And I say that because when you get to a certain age, when you're in your late 30s, your 40s, your 50s, your 60s, you are sick of your own shit. Like, you are so sick of your money issues, your body image issues, caring about what other people think. You're so sick of it that you will do anything to move past that. And it's not even so much about the clothes, where, of course, it's called style therapy, so clothing is involved. But the biggest wins are those internal wins. Now, when you're in your 20s, your early 30s, dude, if I can go back in time, I didn't care that much about the internal work at that period in my life. I just wanted to look cute. So I understand why in Taj's reflections, she's like, yeah, I guess it's a little easier to get dressed, but in a way it's harder. If you don't do the work fully, you won't get the results. And I said a similar thing on Gabby's episode, is I don't think that either of them were being lazy or cutting corners. They just aren't in the state. They just aren't in that chapter of their lives where they are really going to be able to see and go deeper into these areas. But it's still amazing that Taj was able to do this work and stay committed to the 30 days, because she is experiencing progress. And I do hope that she goes back through style therapy at a later date when she can confront some of those demons, especially her relationship with money, her relationship with her body. I really hope that she does go deeper, because I think that there's a lot more magic in store for Taj, for her style, and everything beyond. So thank you so much for tuning in to this week's episode. And if you are ready to start your own style therapy journey, pick up a copy of my book, Style Therapy. It's available anywhere books are sold. Thank you so much, and be sure to tune in next week to see another woman on her 30-day style journey.